yeah. I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow, call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love, still gonna try, I won't give up, still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history and people only.
It's time for the WFL Season Podcast, your weekly league podcast where we break down and react to everything WFL and Madden. Now, on to the show with your hosts, Juke and Cole.
Them both to the University of Buffalo.
What is going on, WFL? We're here for WFL Media Days, WFL season. It's just me solo right now. Too close to be joining me in a little bit. We're gonna get in and talk to some teams. I know everybody's excited to get the season started, but this is kind of the first initial kickoff show of the Madden 24 season. We're actively testing sliders right now. Want to make sure everybody that can and wants to get a little CFM action does so. Join the test slider league. So we can test this game out, make sure it's ready to roll. That way, when we do get into our franchise, our CFM, then everybody can
There's a big hit right away from Brian Branch. Lit him up. You were excited to watch Brian Branch.
The chess match that we know and love. Got a little week one season highlights up on the screen right now.
I want you guys to start watching his ability to put his feet in the ground. That's very Barry Sanders-ish right there, Bill. Being able to push your feet in the ground and change direction.
Who knows how long. Got our first guest here tonight. He's
ability to be able to press the line of scrimmage, put his foot in the ground, change direction. There goes the good old spin move. And he gets another spin move. Everybody's going to miss.
Now you see me, now you don't. Make his debut there in the preseason. Johnny, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Here goes Deuce.
I'm good, man. We done boys.
Up to the second level. Brings a couple tackles.
Took a big old deep spawn about 5 minutes ago, so I feel much better.
Oh my God! And it starts. Well, that's my fantasy team name now that you just said that. Talk to me about how excited you are, about Madden and getting back in league action. You got a hell of a squad there in the Cowboys, and I just think big things could happen for you this year. You had some flashes last year with the Jets when you came in late, and I think that you're up to big things this year. Talk to me a little bit about your team.
Wow.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm excited to take over the Cowboys this year and hopefully take them to
starting to find a groove now with these Gibbs handoffs, using him in different ways.
I'm excited to have that development with my quarterback, and especially my backup quarterback. He is the future. And I think the most important thing is really putting up points. And hopefully I get a game with lukewarm and have a W over him.
talking about too cold there, aka lukewarm.
Climb towards Bears territory to 49-yard line.
What's a player on your team, whether it be a rookie or someone that's a little bit a veteran, but not, I wouldn't say old, who you're looking to develop and who you look forward to working with in this Madden 24 cycle?
I mean, anybody who would have somebody like a Micah Parsons is going to be blessed, right? That's the captain of your defense. That's the man there. And I'm just looking to develop somebody like a CD Lamb and making sure that he is a #1 threat, and also being able to develop these youngsters that I have with like a Jalen Tilbert as well.
You're bringing over a running back as your carryover player. Talk to me a little bit about what made that decision and what you're excited about to grow that player. I think his name's Enrique Allen, but I don't know if you're serious or not, but you're changing it to Marcus?
No, I'm excited about him. One, somebody with that speed and talent, and two, his first initials in E. So I think I'm going to change it to Ezekiel Allen, just to give my love to Elliott.
Okay, cool. Well, that is awesome, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. Do you have any questions for me or anything that I can answer for you?
I think he got them down.
No, I'm excited to get back in the league and get to the swing of things, and always looking forward to your podcast. You do a great job, and I hope we can play this year so I can get that easy W.
Oh yeah. I wish you the best of luck with that.
Third and short.
Look forward to beating you 41-6. So,
Damone Clark
have a wonderful night, Johnny, and good luck to the Cowboys this season.
Just shy of years. That was actually DeMarvion over.
Sounds good. Giga Maggie.
That's exactly what you want to see. These guys are coming in. They're trying to run a counter and come back on the inside. But you see right there, you got Bill filling the hole right there. And then after that, it's just a welcome party. Good job by these guys.
Fantastic owner, fantastic sportsman. I expect him to challenge for Sportsman of the Year, which is our award that's given to the lovable loser, the one that takes L's with passion and kindness. And I look forward to Johnny getting that award. Of course, I'm being facetious, but we're going to keep this thing moving here. Johnny talked about he is bringing a running back over. In case you haven't heard, in case you're new to the league, in case you live under a rock, we have carryover players that we took the last 2 draft classes of last file, and we put those players into a pool of your team. Probably about, if you had 7 draft picks each, that's 14 players each that you could choose from on your team. So if I'm the Colts, then I have 14 players that I can choose from. I chose a cornerback. I chose Evan Carroll, best player I've ever drafted in any Madden. Just a stud of a cornerback, and he ended up being superstar dev. So really dive into your teams, guys. Really try to do that team building. Next up, we're going to go with Jets here. Jets will be joining us. Dylan is the Jets owner. He comes to us as brand new. I'm going to talk to him about his impressions of the league so far and seeing how he feels. I'm going to unmute him real quick. Dylan, are you with me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, buddy. I had you muted on my end. That way
Wilson throws, dropping with a catch.
But yeah, thanks for joining me, man. And first things first, welcome to the league. We're excited. We're excited that all the new guys are asking questions. They're educating themselves in the league. We want to build a community here, and we want you to feel at home. We want you to be this. We want this to be your main league, right? So, talk to me about how you're feeling about the league. First impressions. Anything that you see we can improve on immediately. This is an open book. This is a round table, and we want feedback. So, talk to me about how you're feeling about the league and how excited you are to play Madden 24 with us this fall.
Yeah, I'm really interested. A buddy of mine and I, the Broncos owner, I'm sure you'll probably talk to at some point, have played some form of either college football, Dynasty, or Madden franchise online with each other since middle school, I think. Don't want to age myself, but it's been a while. And we love playing. We usually, back in the day, just played, we pick a school or pick a team and play against the CPU until eventually the CFM mode came out and we could play against the entire league of users. So we've always been kind of looking for something, I think, like this. We never really discussed it so specifically.
See how the rookie Richardson
responds
after that interception.
A couple weeks before the game came out.
He keeps it
read through the rule book and
gets
we're very
away
impressed
from Rousseau,
with the detail and all the thoughts that have gone into all the different facets of the game. We always find ourselves trying to balance out what we're doing in a franchise so nobody's cheesing anything, whether that's free agency or trades or just on the field play. And it's very clear if you read the rule book that the leadership of the league has thought of all of those things, which is really appreciated. And it's clearly, like you mentioned, always looking for feedback, always trying to get better. So I haven't really interacted enough to say that there's something that's not working. But for right now, I'm really excited to be a part of the league.
That's fair, man.
So is my newborn son that you might hear cooing and stuff right here next to me.
Well, again, congratulations. I know we chatted a little bit before the show. Love getting to know you. I, too, I played CFM or Dynasty, if you will, Road to Dynasty with my cousin and one of his buddies, and we just kind of rotated around the TV playing our games. And then when we play each other, that would be awesome, of course. But when I stepped into my first league, and I think 2014 is when I first started doing stuff like this. It was almost, I don't want to say life changing for me, but just a fantastic way to spend my time, in my opinion, and meet a great group of guys. I have a lot of friends. Studley and I, we've been friends for a while now. Chesky, who runs the Jaguars, Stud runs the Falcons, Rusta runs the Bengals. My cousin retired from this league last year. He's no longer in the game anymore, but just you meet a lot of awesome people here, and you make a lot of awesome friends, and it's good to see those relationships blossom. So anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the Jets. So what made you choose the Jets? And then also, how do you feel about your team? What's your outlook? And what level are you looking to compete at this season?
So the no switch concept is something that I'd never really thought about until I started reading the rule book. Okay. But as I was reading through it, it was really clear quarterback is critical to success in this type of gameplay, because you can't take control of that receiver. The other team can't take control of that DB. So if you've got a QB that can put it where you want it anytime, you can be really successful. And I feel like, at least for the short term, the Jets definitely have, in my opinion, one of the top three QBs that can do that. So it was a pretty simple choice for me, because not only do we have Aaron Rodgers coming to join us, we also have a pretty stellar defense that can hold their own. In my opinion, we've got stars pretty much every level, including that carryover player I'm bringing. I'm really excited about him. I don't know if you were going to bring him up, but I'm looking forward to using him. So really just how well-rounded the roster is, on top of having such a star-studded quarterback, made it a pretty easy decision for me. And honestly, because I'm new, I don't really know where I'm going to compete. I'm just going to go out there and do my best and see where the scores end up.
Okay, yeah, I like that answer. So speaking of no switch, one of my favorite things about no switch is that you literally let the ball fly, and then for that split second or two, then you're a fan. That ball is flying through the air. You have no idea what's going to happen because, like you said, DB can't be controlled, wide receiver can't be controlled. So you literally are a fan in that moment, and that's what really sparked my interest about playing like this. I used to be in switch leagues, and then these guys really converted me to no switch, and I'll be honest, I was hesitant at first, but now I think there's no better way to play because it lets the game play out as it should, and that's a fantastic feeling. You alluded to your carryover player. Who did you choose? Why did you choose them? And what is your outlook in developing them?
So looking through the list, because I wasn't a part of the drafts that created the list, had no idea what was coming looking into it. My first filter, honestly, and this is probably most of the newbies' first filter, was the dev traits, right? Because if I'm going to be in this league for a while, I want to find somebody that can get up to high level as quick as possible. And, X Factor or Superstar, I guess, isn't really that critical when we're not worried about abilities. So I was looking for either of those. There were a few. I think there was an X Factor running back, but the Jets, I feel like, are pretty deep at running back and not very old. But there was also a Superstar outside linebacker, more of a pass coverage, off the ball kind of linebacker, not an edge rusher, which I feel like is something the Jets roster has, but not at the same depth as the other areas of the defense. So it was really a no-brainer for me once I saw that combination of factors.
Okay, cool. I'm going to bring in Too Cold. He's my co-host here. Too Cold, you with me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Just talking to Dylan here, the Jets owner. Just kind of feeling out. And he was talking about so Dylan, you brought a linebacker, or you're bringing a linebacker. Are you Jets? Are you running a 4-3 or 3-4?
So this is an interesting question that I don't know that I'm going to have an answer for until week 1 because there's so many versatile players in the front seven on the Jets roster that I can't really decide what to do. We got so many young guys: Will McDonald, Jeremiah Johnson. And then Carl Lawson, it's a really deep room, and then not to mention Big Q, probably the MVP of the team. Mm-hmm. So it's a really difficult question. I'm gonna have to feel around and play it out. I've kind of scrimmed around on just head to head and tried to feel my way through it to see what I like. Haven't really come up with an answer yet, so we'll see what we get by the time we kick off week 1.
Yeah, Quentin Williams, we go as you go. This guy, literally, I'm a fan of him. Let me start by saying that. But at the draft, he sneezed, blessed himself, and then thanked himself, and it was one of the best things I have ever seen.
He does the same thing. He does the same thing when he gets sacks.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, while you have part of the leadership team here. While you have me, do you have any questions that you'd rather ask in person that you might not have wanted to type out because it's longer or you may not understand something? I was talking to the Texans owner, for instance. We got on a voice call private. I'm willing to do this anytime anybody wants to do it. Talked about the 80-20 rule. Talked about the 70-30 rule. There's a lot that goes into this, and like you were talking about when you were talking about how the league goes. We want to answer these questions. We want to get out in front of this. That way, you guys can hit the ground running and be really smooth. Are there any questions like that before I turn it over to Cole?
I'm trying to. So I think my main, not necessarily a question, but just something that I don't have clear in my head is the off-season program, incentive, free agency sequence. Because I think I've read through that document that describes the training, like you assign points, or certain things have point values, and you have a certain set of points based on your activities during the season. Do those points are they relevant in free agency, or is the free agency a completely separate process?
So free agency is kind of a separate process. It is a separate process. So I'm going to briefly explain this. So if you say Quentin Williams, which he's not, but if he was, say he was a soon-to-be free agent, and you let him walk, right? Because we have the 50% plus one rule. So if you have 10 guys that you sign, you can sign 6 of them. So it means 4 people are automatically walking from your team. Whoever you decide to let 4 go, those are the 4 that go. But if those teams if those players are picked up by a team in free agency, then you get those points to put them towards your off-season regiment program.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could tell they were connected.
Yep.
I just either I'm not a great reader, or I missed something.
No, and then of course, so we're a big and Too Cold can attest to this because he writes a lot of articles for the league. We're a big activity-driven league, so the more you're involved, the better your off season will be. You're looking to get to that all Madden tier, and that comes with a lot of perks. So the more that you can do for this league, write articles for Neon Sports, come on my show, talk to me, or maybe make your own show. That's a big one. If you want to, if that's something that you're into, I'm not pressuring you into doing that. But just or create a magazine, whatever you want to do. Season previews. You do power rankings. People do power rankings.
Even creating a Twitter, even just making a little,
making a team Twitter, and you can give that to Winnibus, and he can have it show up there. So, Too Cold, I'm going to kick this over to you, man. I've been talking for a minute. I'm going to grab a beer. Do you have any questions for Dylan?
No, man. Well, good to meet you. First of all, I'm sorry I missed a lot. So, really, as a newcomer, I don't know if you're are you part of the tourney that we're doing right now?
I am. I played my first round game earlier.
Yeah, what happened? How did it go?
It went well. Polio, is that the Vikings? Is that his?
Yep. I gave you Polio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was watching because I streamed it because I purposely wanted to stream it so that somebody with the leadership could watch just to make sure I actually knew what the rules were.
Yeah.
And he hit me up in the middle of the first quarter saying, "You're playing well. You did 2 switches on offense, but I haven't seen any since then. So keep that up." And I was like, "Okay, I feel like I do know what I'm doing." I was kicking myself because I knew I did a switch on a pass, and it was good to get some experience with it before we're going really for week 1.
Absolutely.
It's a whole new gameplay for me.
I joined a while ago, and then my first season here. First of all, I wasn't around for the preseason or any of the preseason tourney stuff when the game released. I joined on late about like 2 years ago. But trust me, as you're definitely going to have some screw ups, and that's totally fine. It's a habit. We all played Madden for years before we ever did at least I did. Before I ever did a no switch type of situation, which it honestly just makes you way, way better. But yeah, you're definitely gonna, as a force of habit. Just as a defender, it's been a long time. I'm in my 30s, but when I was in grade school, I was actually a tight end, and I was also a safety because I was short and fat, but I was fast. But anyway, just like it's your instinct to switch over to a defender. It's an instinct to switch and do a hit stick, which you're definitely gonna make a couple of those mistakes because you've been doing that for years. If you're like a long-time Madden player, but honestly, like Polio did. Leadership is really cool. They're going to hit you up. They're going to let you know, like, hey, I saw a couple of this, you know what I mean? And then, you caught on, and then you stop doing that because, it's going to happen. You're going to slip up. It's the only thing you got to ever worry about. You shouldn't have to worry about it is if you're repeating that shit. After you've already been told, you've been warned, You've been called out or whatever. But honestly, it's not really easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's going to make you better because you're going to make less mistakes. You're going to depend more on calling plays well. So it seems like a lot, but honestly, it's awesome, dude. Like I'm not even good. Like my first,
come on,
dude. That's what my first year here, I was the Niners, bro. I went like 3-11, and I think 2 of those wins were simulated. I think I might have got 1 actual win over, and I don't even know if it was a person. I don't even think about those days.
That's a good.
But what I'm saying, yeah.
No, what I was gonna say, Cold, is that's a good point, man. You want to. I don't mean to cut you off, but. You want to, take your lumps. You will get better. It's just a matter of time and paying attention to what you got going on. Dylan, we've been on here for a while, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna move on to our next guest, but thank you so much, sir. And if you have any closing thoughts, just let us know. If not, I'll move on.
At JETS, Jets.
All right.
Good luck, Dylan.
AKA the Aaron Rodgers show.
Before he cut me off, but the next year I went 13-4.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I meant to.
I lost.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. He cut me off, but anyway, yeah, it gets very better. There's greener pastures ahead. So.
All right. Next person needs no introduction here. He's a WFL Season 1 Super Bowl winner. Playing with the Bills. Played with the Packers then. Plays with the Bills now. Meek boy in the house. Meek, let me unmute you, and then we'll get some questions to you, my friend. All right, Meek, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here.
So, like I said, you need no introduction. You're practically royalty here. We're excited to have you back in the fold this year, and talk to me about your Bills. I'd love to hear you tell everybody why you chose them, how you chose them, because I think that's an interesting story in itself. And then also, Too Cold coming over from the Bills last season, went back to his 49ers, so I'm sure he'll have some questions for you because he knows that team pretty well.
Yeah, so funny story. I was on vacation, and I just said I had the opportunity. I seen 3 teams. I called my wife. I'm like, just pick any team. She knows football a little bit, and she said the Bills. The only person she knew was Josh Allen. She knew he was on the case, and I think that's what drove her to say the Bills. It was funny to me.
Okay. Well, now you come back from vacation. You've settled in a little bit. What are you looking forward to on this roster? And also, I know that defense is getting old, man. What are your plans there? It's a 2-parter for you.
Yeah. So, in terms, the team is stacked. It's stacked. I know at some point I'm gonna have some money issues. I know at some point it's gonna come, and I'm not ready to deal with that.
That's all of us, bro. That's all.
Yeah. Out the gate. So you're bringing a carryover player. Have you had a chance to choose your carryover player and who you're bringing?
It was a left tackle.
Okay.
So left tackle. I kind of forget his name.
We forget all of our tackles' names. No big deal. But you got to protect Josh Allen, right? And that's a very smart decision. What did he have? Dev? Do you remember if he had Dev?
That I don't remember. I'm still trying to get back into the swing.
Yep.
Things I haven't even had too much of an opportunity to look at my bills. I'm waiting for us to get into the CFM.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right, absolutely. So not necessarily the CFM coming up, but big win last night in the tournament, the preseason tournament against Rusta. How'd that game go? And I know you were using the Packers. How'd you feel about Jordan Love?
He's a work. I'll say that much. But it's a getting used to process with Jordan.
Yep.
He's definitely. I have to keep saying to myself, he's not Aaron. He's not Aaron. He may have the same animation throwing, but he's not Aaron.
He's not Aaron.
Because I always make that mistake and I throw picks. And it was a good game. It was a great game. It was a great game to come back into the WFL with against Rusta. Man, it was a close game. Defense was ruling. Very hard on both teams, and I enjoyed it. I had fun. That's all that mattered to me. I had fun.
Okay. Cold. Fire a question at this man and
fire a question.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Put me on the spot.
That's what we're here to do, brother.
No, I'm just playing. No, but honestly, that wasn't really a hard choice. When you came back, I think there was only 5 teams available, all in the AFC except maybe one. But my question is, have you played with the Bills before? I know your wife is familiar with Josh Allen apparently, but have you ever ran with them? Do you know any of their play sets? Are you comfortable with Buffalo?
I've never ran with Buffalo. I play with Green Bay primarily, like all the time, and like in regulars that I play against other people. I always just pick Green Bay because I'm a diehard fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never played with the Bills before, so it's gonna be a new experience for me. And I got another strong quarterback in my hands.
I was gonna say, they were the best team available for when you made that decision. I was actually waiting. I think I had made a comment a couple of users ago, a couple of newcomers. I was like, what's going on? How come? Like, whenever you press available teams, it shows the record. You know what I mean? There's only one team that got over 10 wins, and like nobody's picking the Bills for some reason. I was like, damn. But no, good choice there, man. And from what I think I played you once before, and I'm probably sure I got stomped. But yeah, from what I can hear, I'm saying everybody's afraid of you. So good luck, man. Good luck. I'm pretty sure you're gonna do really solid with them, brother.
I wouldn't say everybody, right, me?
Well, I'm hearing people say I'm glad I'm not on his side.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't know.
Well, he and Polio know each other.
I'm gonna rat him out right there. I'm pointing fingers.
Yeah.
He and Polio.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn because I've definitely gotten my head stomped in. The last game I remember is getting stomped on national TV.
That's a head scratcher.
I asked for it and I got beat on. Everybody was like,
Who was it?
It was the Saints. It was Hatchie.
Oh yeah.
Last year.
Okay. Yeah. I wrote articles about him that I had to be redacted because he was apparently cheesing.
A little bit. Anyway, he was learning, is what he was doing. I
don't know what he was doing, but either way,
I still talk to him a little bit. Anyway, Meek, the last question I got for you. Here, I had it. Now I just lost it again. Since coming back into the WFL, is there anything new that you maybe weren't expecting, or that you're looking forward to doing this year?
I don't know. I don't know about necessarily anything new, but I'm just ready to get back into competition.
Yep.
I know a lot of the guys here played against them, had great games, some bad games. I'm just ready to get back into it and get back into about it. Yeah.
I know what I was going to say to you. So I was going to talk to you about, and this is something that I've shared with Too Cold a lot. So when you come off of your favorite team in Madden and you go to another team, it becomes strictly business. You're not. That's a good thing about not playing with the Packers anymore, is you're not tied to any of these guys. So.
Yeah.
For me, like if I trade Kenny Moore in the first season, that's gonna be a little bit tough for me because
that's not gonna happen.
I love him. So for you, if you go and trade, Micah Hyde or whoever, you don't have. Well, you might have. Micah Hyde was a Packer before, so maybe you do like him. But insert any Stephon Diggs. If you go and trade Stephon Diggs, which you're probably not going to, but if you did. You wouldn't have that attachment to him.
It would be easier for him. It would be easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I couldn't do it. Hell no. There's no Josh Allen, Ed Oliver trades, and they were asked for. Diggs, no, I couldn't do it. Yep. But definitely not with the Niners, though, either. So, yeah, I definitely understand your point. It's going to be easier for him to maneuver as a GM because, like I said, he's going to have no emotional ties to any of these guys.
All right, Meek. Well, I appreciate you, man, and thanks for coming on the show. And I'm sure we'll meet down the road and also maybe get a little play-by-play in. I need to teach one of y'all how to do play-by-play because I want to get some love. You know what I mean? But whatever, down the road. Anyway, Meek, appreciate you stopping by. Cold and I are going to get on to our next guest, and thank you so much, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a great show.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it, Bob.
All right, next up, I think Commissioner, going to take a back seat here. Clyde's been waiting for a minute. Got Clyde in the house, Giants in the house. NFC champion for WFL season 4. Went to the Super Bowl, lost to the Dolphins. He's a real good player, good friend of mine. Please welcome Clyde. Clyde, come on the show. Clyde, can you hear me? If not, we're gonna have to bring the mission. All right, Clyde's not here yet.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. Yes, sweet. Unmuted.
There we go.
All right, what's up, Clyde? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you feeling about this Madden? What are you looking forward to? What are you excited about?
Yeah, so with this Madden, I think kind of similar to like my Giants in real life. I feel more excited than I have been in years.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an improvement upon a lot of things that we had issues with before. I think even, and I might get blasted for this, but 23 was actually a pretty decent game outside of all of the issues that they had on the server side and with management of a franchise, right? I think gameplay wise it was a step forward, and this one feels like it feels like a little bit better, but yeah, I'm hopeful. High hopes.
Okay. Cole, you got a question, comment, concern?
No, I was just kidding. I was saying boo this man. I was doing it.
No, he just wants to boo me.
You did just say, Clyde, that you got more confidence in this season. I know you're talking about the game per se, but I mean, as far as the Giants go, there haven't been that many changes personnel-wise. I mean, maybe some pickups in the draft, but I mean, are you more confident with them. I mean, you already went all the way to the Super Bowl with them last year. So, I mean, I'm not saying your confidence dropped, but, I mean, is it any higher, or you just feel like you're going to just run the table again?
You know, in game, I think I kind of lucked out. This has happened with me before in the past. I've been told I'm a good player, but I'm not great. I'm just persistent, and it takes time for me to get the team to where I want it to get to. And usually, what happens is by the end of the cycle, some owners aren't as fully engaged. They're more so thinking about the next cycle. So whereas I would have had tougher competition, maybe people don't really press the issue as much. So I take advantage of that. I don't think I'm going to start out as hot like I did before. That's not my routine. But I do feel like this Giants is better out the box than it was with the last Madden.
Oh, wow. That was actually a good answer. That sounded legit as hell. He was like, he was like, you know what? I take advantage. People, they're not that much into it anymore. They're hardened in it. They're worried about their families. They're getting burnt out of the game. And boom, I come in and clean up. Well done. Yeah, keep
take advantage of them.
Sir.
Catch them lacking.
Brings his broom and his shovel. Love it. Okay, Clyde, so who did you choose for carryover player, and why did you choose them?
So I picked probably the unsexiest pick, a right guard out of Alabama, Preston Wagner. I think I had two really good, viable choices. One was a wide receiver, one was a right guard, and Giants needed help on both sides. They drafted Jalen Hyatt, and I'm actually pretty satisfied with him. Yeah. So it makes it easy to make that decision. Preston Wagner is a superstar, I think he's 22-year-old right guard. So it's a pretty simple decision for me.
Okay, so you got kind of a tough division there. You got Johnny. We were talking to him earlier. We got Waffles in Washington, and then I'm missing a team.
Did you say Eagles? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Eagles. Yeah, so Eagles is a newcomer to WFL. I exploited.
Yes.
He's a decent player. I think you're going to have a lot of fun this year. I predict you having a lot of fun. I'm not going to say that you're going to run the table or anything like that. Waffle's pretty good, but I think that you could have some good competition. Who are you looking forward to outside of your carryover player? Looking forward to building up and deving up on your team.
Well, let me say goodnight to my daughter.
Oh, sure, absolutely. We got to take time for the kids for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, it's kind of I like offensive players. I like building up offensive players. So for me, it's kind of it seems like a no-brainer to say Jalen Hyatt, but I'm really looking forward to building that Wan'Dale. I think Wan'Dale Robinson had, to me, the closest comp to what Kadarius Toney was supposed to be, or what he would have brought to the table had he not been so injury prone. He's a dynamic player who's shifty, who can return kicks, both punt and kick return, who's great at the backfield as a runner, and he provides a little bit of that multi-tool player that you get from, think of a Percy Harvin, right? If I can get him to that sort of level where he's a dangerous player, both catching the ball, returning the ball, and also possibly running it out the backfield, that's my goal. Outside of that, definitely would have to be Jalen Hyatt.
Okay. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what they put his speed at. That's fantastic. Cole, do you have any questions for Clyde before we move on?
I mean, not really. No further questions. This guy is. I'm definitely not looking forward to. I'm sorry, meeting you in the playoffs. Hopefully, I make it there. But no, he's a beast. So I mean, good luck. I really don't want to wish you any luck, but no, glad you joined the show, brother.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for putting this on. And Cole, let me know if you want to get that tournament game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know what? I'll get the bills for the hell of it. Yeah, let's actually run that now. Let's do that.
All right, and listen, everybody else, thank you for joining on the tournament. We appreciate all the hard work that the leadership has put in and the patience that you guys have shown. So we hope you enjoy the tournament as you play through it. All right, guys, you have a good night.
Dilly. Here. All right, so next guest we have on the show, and we're gonna bring one of us in, kind of a 3-panel here. One of us actually started this. He started this whole idea with me for media days, so I definitely want to bring him in and have him talk. We got we got Austin Jackson next with the Patriots owner, and then we'll spend a little time with you two, Cold, and then we'll close this thing out. And I'll talk to the commissioner about outlook and his team and how he feels about stuff, who he's bringing over, things like that. So, Winnibus, are you with us?
I hope my headset's good. I'm on my third string headset. So.
Third string headset, man.
That's the Brock Purdy. That could be the MVP.
We can hear you fine, though. Yeah, for sure. For sure. How are you tonight, sir?
Well, how are you boys doing? I'm catching the broadcast a little late, so sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. You're here now, and so is Patriots owner Austin Jackson. Austin, are you with us?
I am. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, Austin. How are you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. Excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for coming on the show, and we do appreciate that very much. Not only does it benefit the league, but it benefits you as a GM and coach. Getting those brownie points, if you will. And I'm going to kick it to Winnibus here and let him ask some questions. I'm excited to have him as a co-host for the first time. We're looking forward to doing the draft show together, I think, this year, and just build a little chemistry here with our community and our teams.
Definitely.
Yeah. Austin, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing good, Winnibus. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. So you're taking over the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming into a division where you're going to be dealing with Aaron Rodgers twice a season and the Jets. You're going to be dealing with Ross and the Super Bowl champion or WFL Bowl champion Dolphins from last season. And you're going to be dealing with Meat Boy and the Bills.
Whew.
How do you feel about all that?
Oh man, not as good after you put it like that, but no, like I'm looking forward to the challenge, and especially being able to go up against those a good handful of good offensive teams just based on those players that they have. As you mentioned, Aaron Rodgers twice a year. Miami, of course, we all know with their receiving core and two-head quarterback, it's going to be a tough challenge. The Bills are always a tough challenge, but on top of that, I mean, having good users, having to face good users with those teams. So it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. But that's kind of one of the reasons why I like to take over. Why I wanted to take over the Patriots, because I mean, I feel like they're sort of a blank slate to an extent, the way I look at them. But on that defense, they have a lot of young pieces who I feel like over the course of a couple of seasons can really be, developed into some really strong superstars, some really strong players. Of course, they got Christian Gonzalez that got drafted this year, Josh Uche out there in their front seven. So it's definitely going to be tough, but I think New England has a couple of guys who can at least attempt to slow down those high-powered offenses.
Okay, Austin. Okay. Well, you just mentioned who the Patriots drafted. Let's talk about your carryover player here and who you've chosen and why you chose them.
Sure. So I chose left tackle Keith Davis. He is 23 years old, out of Texas. And I'll be honest with you, I went back and forth in my mind about this a lot. I was pretty certain that it was going to be an offensive lineman because, I mean, the Patriots, their offensive line isn't really what it used to be. And so I wanted to sort of look both who can help out short term and who can help out down the road. I was looking at Ben Stark. He's a right tackle, 22 years old, a year younger. And for like my play style, I like to run a lot of power runs. And so I was really looking and leaning at potentially putting him inside, put him as a guard, and, just kind of using him as one of those pulling guards in those power runs. But then I kind of thought about, might need some protection with Mac Jones back there at quarterback. So decided to go with Keith Davis, who's a little bit more of a better pass blocker, and I keep him out there on the right side. And in the future, he could potentially slide over to left tackle if, at the time where that man Trent Brown decides to move on. He's kind of getting up there in age. So that's kind of what I thought about and why I decided to go with Keith over Ben. But I'll be honest, I thought about it for a while, man. I went back and forth with the decision quite a bit.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for enlightening us there. And Cole, you got a question for the man?
Yeah. So Austin, You mentioned earlier, actually, just now, that might have been a big motivation, all the young studs that you have on that squad. But I asked the same question to Meek earlier, and it was a lot easier for him because when he joined, there was only, like I said, 4 to 5 teams available, and the Bills were easily the best one. But when you joined, I believe it was earlier than that, and there were a lot more options. So mainly, I mean, besides the young players you just mentioned, I mean, what was your reason for going with the Pats? I mean, are you a fan of them, or are you just – you couldn't hesitate it? I mean, it's a good chance to build. I guess,
he's a Texans fan. He could have been the Texans, decided not to do it.
I know. That's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, no, I did pass up on the opportunity. I know Juke, definitely reached out. I was like, hey, man, we can get back in the same division. And but no.
The Rams were open, too. Yeah, my division was a little bit open. It's full now. Everybody's full. But like I said, what drew you to New England over there?
Yeah, so I was looking at New England, and I kind of like taking over teams that have some good pieces. I do like trying to build up teams, so ones that either have like maybe a quarterback who's in place, whether it be someone who's a veteran or someone who's a rookie quarterback, but they have questions elsewhere, or vice versa. They have a couple of other holes filled out, but they might have some questions at quarterback. And so I think the Patriots, to me, provide a lot of flexibility in that area. There's some options. I don't want to necessarily tip my hand too much here, but at least I'll test out, Mac Jones definitely for this season, of course, and see what goes on there. But the door is open there to potentially look for a different quarterback, or just plug in some pieces in different areas along the offensive lines I talked about, some more weapons, receiving and running back. There's just a lot of different options. I like having those options available to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a good team to build. And I was wrong earlier. I'm sorry, the Rams weren't available. Win was obviously the Rams. I think who was it? Who was in my division that was open? It was the Cards. I think.
Cardinals. Yes.
It was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. My bad. Yeah. But anyway, no. I mean, I definitely don't blame you for getting them. I believe. I don't know. Do the Patriots have a good amount of cap space?
You know what? That's actually a pretty good question.
I think they do in real life. I don't know about Madden 24. I mean, I think so far, I think they have a decent. I think they have at least a pick.
I think the Patriots are okay in cap space, if I recall correctly. I've been playing around with a lot with the test franchise, but I haven't looked at everybody. But I think they're a team that's got some healthy cap.
Exactly. There's a lot that don't, and most the stacked teams don't. But they got a young squad, and they got I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm just guessing here, but I think they got cap and pick, so it's not a bad pick. I was just picking your brain, brother.
Oh no, definitely. No. That's I appreciate the question, and like I said, there are a lot of good choices out there on the table. I believe by the time I joined back, the Bills are still open, and I looked over there. I'm like, man, that's a really good team to get right off the bat. But
I know they were.
I just wanted to give myself a little bit of an opportunity to kind of build up a team a bit. So we'll see how it goes.
So their cap space right now is, according to Spot Track, which is a really good cap space tracking website. Obviously, Madden will vary a little bit, but they have about $12.5 million as it stands right now.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, that's solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have horribly tough decisions to make like a lot of us are at the end of year one, but no, good luck, brother. Yeah, seriously. Well, yeah, good luck in that division too.
One of us, I appreciate it. You have any more questions for Austin?
I think we're good, Austin. Appreciate your time, man, and good luck in the division and wishing you luck out there. It's going to be a tough ride, but I think you'll be the man for the job in New England.
Thank you, guys. I certainly appreciate it. Windovis, Juke, too cool. I appreciate you guys doing this. This is going to be a fun season.
Definitely is. I trust and believe in that. All right, Austin, we'll send you on your way. I appreciate you, buddy, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
All right, Too Cold. We're going to put you on the spot now. One of us and I are going to go at you a little bit. Okay. You got your favorite team back, 49ers. Got a ton of talent. I know that you're rolling with Brock Purdy at quarterback. Talk to us about your carryover player and why you chose him.
Well, yeah, actually, so I went with your advice, Juke. I was originally looking at because obviously I took this team over in the offseason. I didn't run with them in 23 at all, but seeing the picks that they had last year with Rem running them, they had a really good linebacker, and I think they picked him 4th overall. I think he was a top 10 pick, and I was definitely going to run with him. But then I looked at it, and down there, like in the 4th or 5th round, his name is Jarrett. He has it's a lineman, and he's got superstar dev. He's only 21, 22 years old. So I'm going to go and run with them because looking at what the Niners are going to have O-line wise is going to be pretty weak. I think that was also a big struggle when I had them. Even though in 23, I believe they still had Mike McGlinchey. I know in real life they lost him. They're not going to have him in 24. But the O-line was pretty weak. I was running with Trey Lance. Obviously, we were running with, day one rosters or whatever whenever we played. But Brock Purdy wasn't in the mix. Jimmy G was actually pretty low overall, and I wanted to run it with Trey, and I did terrible and had no defense. From the offensive line, no protection. So I ran like crazy, and it's kind of a gamble, I'll be honest, because the Bills, even though they're not in real life, they didn't make it as far as the Niners did, going all the way to the NFC Championship game. But I did really well with them. I was 13-4, so yeah, it's kind of a gamble, but I'm feeling good about it. This is going to be fun, and I'm running with Brock Purdy this time. So yeah, with George Kittle and Debo and with all these weapons, and Christian McCaffrey now. I don't think I had McCaffrey either. In fact, I think I actually brought him to the Bills with me last season. But yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm excited.
One of us.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a good selection. I know guys kind of poo-poo on the fact that you're taking an offensive lineman as your carryover player, but I told a few guys, I'm like, look, the economics of taking an offensive linemen that are in the mid-70s will cost you $6 to $8 million in free agency or even re-sign.
Oh, yeah.
Why not take a rookie that's in the 70s right now, get him on a rookie contract, and keep him for 4 to potentially 5 years if he's a first-round pick. Go ahead and keep him for those 4 years of control and get him better. And then whenever he gets to the point where you can't afford him, or maybe you can at that point, you go ahead and re-sign him or let him go to free agency and let him walk. That's not – I know guys are like, offensive line's so boring. No, it's boring, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's the least sexy pick is the best way to call it. You know what I mean?
It's really a GM. It's really a GM move, right? It's a golden GM move. And actually, I believe 4 out of the 5 people we've talked to tonight have actually taken offensive linemen. So we had 2 tackles, 2 guards, and a linebacker.
We were talking about cap space. That's also a big deal. So what Wynn just said points it out completely. Like it would be really smart right now because with the decisions they'll have to make soon, it would be really nice to just have a solid offensive lineman, like I said, superstar dev that can build up on a really cheap rookie deal. While I got to make those other decisions instead of, like he just mentioned, hunting. I am probably still going to have to hunt for alignment when it comes to the offseason. Knock on wood, maybe not, but yeah. So it makes it just it's not as sexy, like I said, but it's a smarter decision in the long run. And this team, when it comes to the skills position, are so stacked already. Barring any injury, I should be good. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think you're alluding to Trent Williams there. Go ahead, Winimus.
I was going to say, how do you feel about your division? The only thing that's really changed is I flipped over from the Rams to the Cardinals. We have a new guy in, I believe, The Rock going to Seattle. Yeah. But then at the 11th hour, Rim comes flying in and decides he's going to be either the Rams or the Cardinals. How do you feel about Rim joining the division as an opponent twice a year?
No, I'm glad you asked that. That's actually pretty awesome. I told him that. I'm glad you're here, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna win. And I was actually trying to egg and try to peer pressure Juke into coming over to the division, but I'm just glad it's full. I'm glad there's cool people here. The league is already awesome as it is, but it's just good to get better. So you definitely want to play good people. Win. I think you're gonna give me 2 wins, but I'm glad there's. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But I definitely.
You're not. It's fine.
No, I'm bullshitting, bro. No, but I'm honestly, it's just always cool to play with people that you chat with, and that you can even during the game. I'm pretty talkative in the chat. Like I'll message out there like, damn, I'm screwing up. Like I was doing it the last time when I was playing I think I was playing Chilkey, and then I was playing Cly, and I was like during the game. So it's really cool when you're playing people that you've messaged with a lot. And I hope all the other new members are the same way, and participate a lot and make it fun, win or loss. I mean, it's always good to just have people that you fuck with. So excuse me, excuse my language for the children.
There's no children here. Anyway, this is Hard Knocks, man. Anyway,
well, who knows? Who knows? People might have it on speakerphone. So
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, well, so looking at 10.8 million in cap space, according to Spot Track, and you're gonna roll with Purdy.
Yeah.
If things go, this is a tough question, man. Loaded. If things go south, are you going to look to make a change at quarterback, or you going to roll with him the whole file?
That's actually a great question. I mean, I honestly, I think we were talking about this kind of before the game even came out. I was highly looking forward to the ratings just because of Purdy. Because I mean, we all know what happened in real life. It's the guy picked very last, and he plays good for 7 games. Again, though, I'll be honest. Even as a Niner fan, it wasn't against great competition. But we went undefeated and went to the playoffs, and then he lost against the team that went on to the Super Bowl. But anyway, so I was very much looking forward to what he was going to jump up in rating-wise in Madden, and he did not jump. I think he jumped a point, and you and Win both predicted that. When I was asking, I was like, I can't wait. You both were like, don't get your hopes up, buddy. He was a rookie last year, and he went up to, I think he's going to be a 73 overall. Going into the file, and again, he's still young. The only way it goes bad is if I make mistakes. I'll be honest. I mean, this is the WFL. I mean, this is our league. I mean, it's a pretty good damn league, and you got to make smart decisions. So whether I have Josh Allen, who's going to be the cover of the athlete of the game and is over a 90 overall, or I have Brock Purdy, who's a 73, if I'm making dumb decisions and not calling plays right, I'm going to screw it up. So I'm not going to put it on Purdy. I mean, if I start screwing up, I'm going to still play the file out. I'm still going to run with the Niners, but I'm definitely not going to throw him to the side. Now, if you had asked me about Trey Lance, I mean, I'm going into this file with, I think, less cap space than what you just quoted. As far as I'm aware, is at least what Madden, I think, is going to have. But it would be a good idea to probably offload him. I'm not trying to make this show in about trade requests or whatever, but I definitely don't foresee me offloading on Purdy. I plan on training the hell out of him. I'm looking forward to the way apparently there's going to be mini games in camp. I don't know if that's going to actually affect position players like quarterbacks and actually help their ratings go up, depending on how well you do. But I'm going to definitely be running with Purdy as long as I'm a Niner.
It does. You should.
I can tell you from experience in the beta, especially the quarterback position, if you do those training camps, which I will tell you also, spoilers, the only person who will be able to do training camp will be me, because I'll be the one starting the file. I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do training camp, but I just want to put that out there that the training camp is going to be locked. But I will tell you that if you do participate in training camp, in some of those mini games, if you get a gold on the event, you can earn a development upgrade in training camp.
Yeah, and again, this would be next 2025 training camp, guys.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, sorry, but I want to put that out there. The training camp that's available in Madden 24, yes, you'll be able to play it. You just won't be able to play it this very first one because Madden is still screwed up and doesn't allow you to come in and do everything the very first week you jump in. So But I know for a fact that in the quarterback area, there's a quarterback drill in particular. I think it's the passing coverage or passing skeleton or whatever it's called. I did that one with Stetson Bennett in beta, got gold in it, and he went up to star development. So you can earn development grades.
Yep. Wow. Sure can. Yep. Another thing I was going to say, this Madden ratings site that I found, not the official Madden ratings, but MaddenRatings.com. So Brock Purdy, for all his 73 that he is, his average core ratings actually average him out to be about a 79. Pretty cool thing that this site does. It also gives
What is the average core rating? What is that?
So it averages out the core ratings for the quarterback. Take all the other ratings out of it, throw power, accuracy, all that stuff. He's actually rated about a 79 as quarterback only attributes, 73 as an overall player. To retrospect, Anthony Richardson is a 70 overall. His average ratings among quarterback stuff is an 84. So
84 as a rookie?
Yeah. So
okay.
It's a little bit. It's something to dive into if you guys get a chance to get on this site. And I kind of want to, Colby, talk to you about your team. I want you and I to talk to Win about his, and then if you guys want to, you can talk to me about mine. But Win, talk to us about the Cardinals and just the file in general that you're looking forward to, and what you expect to see from not only the WFL this year, but your team and the Cardinals and who you're looking to develop.
Well, this is fairly new. For 3 months, I've been planning the Rams out, and I had basically plotted and planned everything. I even, to pull the curtain back a little bit, I even talked to Colt about his quarterback situation because I knew he had a deep quarterback room, and you can only start one guy there. So I asked him about Trey Lance or Brock Purdy or whoever he wasn't going to start. Obviously, I'm not doing that now because in Arizona, I've got my guy. For better or worse. I've got Kyler Murray at the helm, and he is locked in, and there's a $68 million penalty to cut him or trade him, so he ain't going anywhere.
Oh, damn.
I will say, upon further analysis of this Cardinals team, and I had looked at it kind of whenever Rim started kind of hinting that he wanted to jump, I was like, well, let me try and entice you with the Rams because he listed it as a favorite team of his. When he rejoined us, and he took the Rams. He didn't have to. When I looked at this Cardinals team, there was something that really surprised me. Their defense, even though it's lacking in talent, it has a crap ton of speed. There is lots of speed in this area, and my personal thing I'm liking about this particular defense, I'm liking the speed I have at safety and the coverage skills I have at safety. Isaiah Simmons is listed as a safety, even though he's 6'4", 238. He's got 71 man coverage and 75 zone coverage. He's got 93 speed, and he's a linebacker as far as tackling. But he's got the cover skills of a cornerback, and he's got the speed of a cornerback, but he's got the size of a linebacker, and he's listed as a safety. I've also got a rookie, Owen Papo, who sucks in real life, but he ran apparently like a 4.3 40-yard dash, so in the game he's got 93 speed at middle linebacker. I've got Zaven Collins surprised me at middle linebacker as well. He's only got 86 speed, but the dude can rush the passer. He's got great cover skills for a linebacker. He's got great hands. I have some pieces that I didn't think I had in Arizona, and I'm looking forward to having teams try and run 3 wide receivers and try and run the ball on me because I'm going to have Isaiah Simmons as my nickel corner. So
listen to this. This is
I
new.
played a close.
This is new. This is a new winner. This what?
Yeah.
Daring people to come at him.
My thing is, my thought is this. Essentially, most teams when they run a nickel personnel, they have a weak guy. They have a small guy playing corner, maybe like 6 foot. Maybe 200 pounds at most. I'm going to have basically a linebacker playing corner who can cover as decent as any slot corner, but can also tackle like a linebacker. And he has 72 catch. So he's going to be able to make those catches. He's going to be a safety, so he's going to get the safety preferred animations. So I've got a weapon in Isaiah Simmons. That's not even counting Budda Baker, who's going to be back there at safety, and Jalen Thompson, who's also going to be back there at the free safety spot. My safety position, I'm loaded for bear. Now, my corners suck, and my edge sucks, and my defensive line sucks. So I don't begrudge that part. There's still holes on this team, but there's a lot of good things on this team. I have speed at the wide receiver position with Hollywood Brown and Rondale Moore. They're both popcorn wide receivers. I refer to them as. They're both under 5'10", but they got speed to burn. I'll probably get something for Rondale Moore, who I'm looking to move. And essentially, my goal is just to get this team playable. I've got a decent offensive line. My real-life first-round pick, Paris Johnson. is listed as a tackle. He'll probably start as a guard and move to tackle. And this team has got more talent than people give it credit for. It still has holes, but it has more talent than people give it credit for. And I'm looking forward to trying unleashing that. If not year one, hopefully by year 2 or 3 after a solid draft class. I pulled over, so it's my carryover, I pulled over Javier Northcutt, who's a defensive end, who gives me some versatility because he's about 290 pounds. So he can play inside DT in a 4-3 technique, or he can play outside edge in a 3-4, or he can play inside defensive tackle in sub packages or defensive end, depending on whether I've got a 3-man set or a 4-man set out there as my sub package. I plan on running a hybrid defense. So I have a little 3-4, a little 4-3, a little bit of everything in the book. Hopefully that kind of thing, that kind of confusion will help. But that's pretty much my game plan, is try and confuse on defense with the little bit of talent I have, and use that team speed to kind of eke my way to a couple of victories in year 1 and then more victories hopefully in years 2 and beyond. So, but that's my ultimate game plan. The league, I'm happy to see it's full. I'm happy to see it seems that most of the new guys that have come in have been asking questions, have been inquisitive, have been receptive of feedback, it seems like. So that's always welcoming and happy and good. That's vibrancy for the league. I'm hoping that more than anything, I'm hoping Madden 24 doesn't screw us. I know Fly came in and had the banger optimism and was hopeful for Madden 24 being a good file. I'm a realist. I'm not a positive person by nature. I generally go negative wherever possible. And I'm just waiting for Madden to just screw up. I can already tell, like, just going through like franchise, the menus and everything you do in like the menus in general is super delayed. If you have not experienced that, it will be painful at first. And it's not anything as far as lag. It's just, I think that's just the mode in general. You can select an option and it might take a full 2 to 3 seconds for it to choose the option. Mm-hmm. So be ready for that. It feels like I hope everything goes well, but I'm preparing for the worst while hoping for the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the game. From the league, I think the league we're in good shape. I think we're. I know there's a couple of guys in the league that are talking about starting a secondary league. That's going to be user based. That's going to be basically WFL, but with abilities on. We're seeing if we can get that off the ground, especially if we get a waiting list built up. And then I know another group of guys want to do a GM-only league, which essentially is you don't play the games, you just basically put the game on and the game plays itself, but you do all the GM aspects. You do the contracts, the trades, all that stuff you do, but you don't play any of the games. And there's some interest in that. So we're expanding. We're getting some extra things out there. Hopefully we can get some more people in to fill those leagues up. And we're growing. To my surprise, we're growing. So that's never a bad thing. But that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at right now. So I think that covers Cardinals and WFL.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you guys a chance to turn around on me. If you guys want to ask some questions, totally fine. If not, we can end it. I'm good with either way.
Cole, do you want to ask the first question? You want me to?
So Juke, So I guess you're going to be running. Are you going to have just Jonathan Taylor on the team if he gets traded right now here pretty soon? We're running with rosters as of the day of the release, right?
Yep.
Oh, so you're going to be yeah. Even though you sold his jersey, how are you looking?
I sent that son of a bitch back.
Loaded question. I didn't warn you, but anyway, how are you looking forward to this Colts team this year, man? You got the rookie quarterback.
Yep. Well, so far so good. We've lost one game to a user. But really like Richardson, really like the offense. Might just roll with the Colts stock playbook this year. Jonathan Taylor still, despite everything that's going on, still one of my favorite players in Madden. So if he's on my team, he'll stay on the team. And don't think it would have to be an astronomical trade, which is what they're asking for anyway. They're asking, latest reports were that they want more than what the Panthers got for Christian McCaffrey, which, oh, by the way, was a second-round pick, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and a fifth-round pick. So,
yeah, I know. That's why we have 0 picks.
Yeah,
we traded the house for Lance, and then C-Mac was definitely worth it. But anyway, continue, sir. Yeah. There's no way.
So I don't think it's going to happen, but it may. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. But I'm excited for the league this year. I'm excited to see what I can do with these Colts. Everybody, I heard a guy talking about Jonathan Taylor today, and he was like, "Well, he's on a crappy team," and I was like, "Hey, watch your mouth."
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Last year, you did. I remember specifically the Malik Willis experiment. And Cole, Juke, I watch you play. You know what I'm saying? I played you a lot. In fact, I played you, I think, week 1 last season. But are you planning on at least running with Richardson? Because last year, the Malik Willis experiment didn't go well. It didn't last that long. But you didn't seem to rush with him too much. The pocket did break down a couple of times, and you were able to throw on the run. But are you actually? I don't want you to give away your game plan, but
no, you're fine. The playbook last year was designed to roll with Matt Ryan at first. So, and then it stayed that way. It didn't. So there wasn't I didn't have a lot of options in there. Honestly, before the restart, I had Baker Mayfield, and we were doing fine. We went to a Super Bowl.
Is that who you had, Mayfield on the Colts?
Yeah, I had Mayfield on the Colts, and I went to a Super Bowl and lost the Super Bowl. But we were doing, that was WFL season 2. We were doing fine, and the reset happened, and Malik Willis just didn't pan out for us, and we wish Malik all the best. Hope he does well wherever he lands, whether that be Rams or wherever he's going to go. But it's just not for us, and we're on the Anthony Richardson train, and that is a very good train to be on. We're excited about that one. 95 throw power, mid-70s accuracy, 91 speed, 93 acceleration, 92 agility. We're gonna have some fun. So
no. Good luck. No, he's got an arm, and he's actually a good human being in real life. So
yeah,
I'm actually happy you got him.
Yep, pretty excited about it. We'll see what he does in real life, but anyway, that's my answer there.
Yes, sir. When you want?
Yeah, you asked offense. I'm going to ask defense because I like defense. And offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships. And you carried over Evan Carroll, your basically generational talent cornerback. I created him a couple days ago for you in the franchise. Tell me how you feel about your defense with Evan Carroll and the rest of the boys that you currently have.
Yeah, so couldn't have dreamed a better situation. I took a corner in the carryover draft, as you alluded to. But so the Colts took Juju Brents, who's an excellent cornerback, 6'2", just an absolute ball hawk out of Kansas State. And then 3 rounds later, they took Darius Rush, who already has a pick 6 in the preseason, 52-yard pick 6, also a ball hawk cornerback who is 6'2". So and Carroll, I believe, is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he's 6'1".
Yeah, he's 6'1".
Yeah, 6'1", 96 speed. So the secondary, much like you, Win, are excited to see how people pass on me. I'm excited to see how people pass on me as well. And then, of course, you got Shaq Leonard. I think we're going to hold on to him for a little while. Big Grove and Big Defo in the middle. Quiddy Pay still learning his role on the outside. And then we got a Bukum from the 49ers. And then rounding it out, you have Julian Blackman, who in every game that I've played, against users, tourney for fun, whatever. He's had at least two picks. The Silver Bullet speed train Nick Cross at strong safety. So I'm looking really forward to this defense. That's gonna be my favorite part to build. We got up to, at one point before the reset, defense was at a 95 last year. So that's the part that I want to build. Offense will come on its own. We're still going to be a running team, and especially while we're building the talent. But yeah, Evan Carroll and company will be top tier, and we're excited to bring a no-fly zone to Indianapolis.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I had those kind of corners.
Yeah.
All the corners that Arizona drafted in real life were all 5'10", so it's like, oh, come on, guys.
That's something I didn't even talk about. Kenny Moore. Speaking of 5'10" guys, Kenny Moore is somebody that I have to make a decision about. He's going to be 28, so still got some juice in the tank, but I have a lot of youngsters behind him, so he's probably going to be on the board. If I'm looking at you, Polio, I know you did some really good things with him last year, and we'll be looking to have trade talks with Kenny. But yeah, absolutely excited. Could not be more excited for this Colts defense.
Well, that's all I got. Cole, you got anything else?
No, sir. No.
All right, well, we'll take it out of here, boys. We've been talking for an hour and 15, almost 16 now, so this has been a great media days. I'm excited to see who signs up after hearing this, and hopefully we can get the whole league on here and talking. We talked to, the three of us plus 4 or 5 other teams. We talked to about 8 teams tonight. So, Cole, you missed Johnny. He said to give Lukewarm his best wishes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you can take that up with him privately. But anyway, guys, for Too Cold and Winnivus, we hope you've enjoyed this first day of media days, and we'll see you next Monday about the same time. Signing off. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you.